Divya Kawatra, your educator. How are you all doing today? All well, good? We're meeting after a few days because due to some interruptions, there was a break in the class. We're very sorry for that. We are continuing our session from today and hopefully we will continue this for a very long run now. And thank you so much for joining in today. Let's start our today's session as we meet to discuss today's The Hindu newspaper, all right? Yes, today is 1st of April and we're starting our today's paper with amazing news we have today for both prelims as well as mains. And is it better now? Is it better now? Can you hear me now? Is it better now? Is it not at all audible? Please confirm once again. Is it working now? Yes? Yes, is it working now? All right, perfect. Let's move ahead. Yes, now it is clear. Now it is clear. Thank you very much for the confirmation and very sorry for the interruption. Let's continue. We started, hi, good morning, everyone. So we started with a discussion. Yes, that is what we are using this floating outreach for. Is that clear? Now, how are we using it? Let's take a look at that. It is a very beautiful structure and every other actually vote, is it not? The very base of democracy that we have, India being the world's largest democracy, the very base that we have of it is because of the voting rights. Now, if we don't use that, are we really a part of the democracy? Yes or no? What do you think? If we don't vote, are we really a part of the democracy? Do we really hold the right to complain when something doesn't happen? Do we really have the right to complain for the actions of the government, lackings of the government, anything at all if we are not voting? Do you think we have that? Yes? Yes. Is it again not audible now? Yes, is it still not audible? Okay, please confirm. Can you hear me? Is the session audible to you? Is the session audible? Can you hear me? Please let me know in the comment section. Yes, 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 it is audible. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Thank you for the confirmation. I'll just repeat the context. The only context is that this is a floating outreach that is raising an awareness for voting rights so that everybody comes to vote when elections happen, right? For that, this awareness is being done. Yes, the program to raise awareness regarding the voting rights. Is that clear? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. So houseboats have been appointed here in Kerala. Houseboats have been appointed here in Kerala. Can you see the houseboats here in the picture? These houseboats are carrying hoardings and boards and balloons and decorations, so it will catch everybody's attention. When it catches everybody's attention, they'll start reading what is written there, right? When they start reading, it will talk about your right to vote, how it is a responsibility of yours to vote. It is not just a right, because if you want to be a part of a democracy, you have to vote, right? Because that is the very basic of having a democracy, and India being the world's largest democracy, this is very important. So there are many states who have taken similar initiatives to raise awareness regarding votes. And what is being talked about is that entire India needs this. Yes, entire India needs this because the voting turnout is very low. It is very low. As much as we would expect it to be 100%, it is nowhere near it. It is nowhere near it. And that's why awareness is required. That's why such initiatives are required. Yes? Exactly. So what they're doing is they have built these boats. And from these boats, what they're doing, they will organize a SVEEP program. Yes, they've made a part of SVEEP program. Through this SVEEP program, what they're trying to do is voters education. What are they trying to promote? Voters education, so that voter can be educated that you have to work on this, you have to come and vote to actually exercise your democracy rights. Yes, what is SVEEP? Please learn the full form of SVEEP. What is SVEEP? Please remember the systematic voters education and electoral participation. Systematic voters education and electoral participation. Can we remember that now? Yes, yes, yes. Tell me, can you remember this? All right, perfect. So this was done on Vembanad Lake. This was done on Vembanad Lake in Kerala. Similar initiatives have been taken at other places as well. We'll talk about that as well. Because in UPSC prelims, it can very easily be asked that following functions were done for electoral processes or to raise awareness regarding voting rights. Which state organized which function? Yes, which state took which initiative? This can just as easily be asked in the prelims. So please pay a heed to that. Please note that. All right. So this was done for elections and if you're not a part of the political structure, can you really say you're a part of India? Right? That's why the initiative is My India, My Vote. Done to raise awareness regarding the voting rights. Yes, it is being done. Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good, very good. So now what we have done is that, especially in the marginalized sections, we've seen that people come to vote very less. Yes, the count is very less there, especially in the marginalized sections. And for that, we've been focusing specially on their registrations, their drivers, and to make sure that if they face any geographical or terrain-like difficulties for coming to vote, we can make some arrangements for them. Yes, we can make some arrangements for them so they come and vote and then go. These facilities can be created by the government so that people actually have a way to vote, right? If there are genuine problems, those need to be resolved by the government so that this initiative is successful. Yes. Now for that, we also need our youth engagement. We need all of you We need all of you, our coming generation, to understand your rights, to understand the value of vote, and also play a huge role as a volunteer to promote and to prosper the establishments of democracy, right? Because if you push the people, they are going to act on it, right? So are you ready to take that responsibility? As our future generation, as the generation India is counting upon, are you ready to take that responsibility? Yes? Are you ready to take that responsibility? Very nice, very nice, very nice. All right. Are we ready to do that? If we are ready to do that, then we also need digital transparency, because there should be 100% webcasting, because a lot of people who were asked, why don't you go to vote? Most of them have said that. Most of them have said that if it is not transparent, what does it matter if we vote or not? If we vote to someone else and the vote actually goes to somebody else because there is no transparency. Yes? So they're saying that there should be 100% transparency, and to ensure 100% transparency, we need to change the system. Yes? So there should be digital transparency. This has also been brought upon. If we talk about the other initiatives, other states have taken several other initiatives like Kerala. We say Assam has taken tea garden outreach. Yes, they've hired local mascots. They've hired local mascots so that voter slips are issued in the tea gardens, where everybody is told to, okay, you should come and vote, and they are engaging the rural population as well. In Tamil Nadu, we'll see Kadalore Pledge. Kadalore Pledge has been done, and Rangoli contests have been organized to actually work on this. Then we have Bihar, we have Jivika collaboration. What do we have? Jivika collaboration here. And the Jivika collaboration, they've used cultural structures, traditional structures also. Plus, they've partnered with women's self-help groups. Women's self-help groups, so that the gender gap can also be catered to. Because it has been observed that not only there is a lack in the voting population, there's especially a lack in the female voting population. Yes, so that gender gap really needs to be covered, and to cover that, they're taking help of women's self-help groups to cover this gap. Yeah. Uttar Pradesh has Azamgarh SVEEP song, a song to actually inspire people to do better. Yes, a song to actually inspire people. Is that correct? Yeah. So they're using local music, digital video content, something to attract the people, something to, create a rhythm for that. Why to create a rhythm for that? Because if you've observed that if we had to create an awareness regarding waste collection, waste management, etc., there were multiple songs created by different states all over India to actually inspire people to manage their waste. Yes, the household waste that has to be managed. Multiple songs were created, and that way people actually resonated with it. So they're also following the same in Uttar Pradesh. What they're trying to do is they've created a SVEEP song so that everybody just rhymes to that song and they somehow remember it, and it keeps hitting them in their mind. Yes, so this forces them to actually acknowledge what is being said and to actually follow up. Yeah. Then we have Andaman and Nicobar. They have had a theme of 100% voting. See, talk about being ambitious. They have 100% voting target. Now, 100% voting target, why? Because the turnout of historical 64% mark has shown that they can actually achieve it one day. Not now, but one day, because the mark is very great. They've had 64% of voting, right? You have to remember all these initiatives which can directly be asked. See, UPSC loves terms, right? Different varieties of terms are usually loved by UPSC. So if you see that each has a term, right? Yeah. Exactly. So this can be asked in match the column. Yes. A question can be asked directly in match the column, or even one of the initiatives can be asked directly, like what does the term, anyone, tea garden outreach or Kadalore Pledge, which is a unique term, so this can be asked, Kadalore Pledge associated with. They'll give you a lot of things, historical things, present things, etc., which will frame a very good question, right? Exactly. Clear? Now, why do we need all this? Why do we need all this? Let's see what data says. Yes, let's see what data says, why we need all this. If we talk about the declining turnout, we'll see that 3.5% dropout has been happening since 2016 to 21, which should have increased with the increment in the education, but it is not actually increasing. What is happening? It is actually decreasing. We've seen a dropout of 3.5%. With the increase in the literacy, with the increase in the education, we had hoped that actually this would increase, but it has been decreasing, right? Because this can be seen as a lack of faith in democracy, we have to re-establish that. We have to re-establish that, yes? Yeah. Then if we talk about aging population, 80%, 18% of the youth voters are actually aligning here. This is lowest in India. Lowest in India, 18% only. 18% of the youth is aligning with this. They're voting for this. Rest of them are not even taking participation in this. Yes? Yeah. Then we have geographical isolation because there's a lower turnout in the remote. Then moving on to the next news. The next news that we have is Supreme Court wants practical SOP to combat human trafficking. What are we talking about? We're talking about human trafficking. First of all, let's understand what is human trafficking. Yes? The only thing that you need to know about human trafficking first. And if you're trading in humans, what does that mean? You're buying and selling humans. You're buying and selling humans. Now just sit and imagine a market. Imagine a market, just like a fish market, just like a vegetable market, anything that you can imagine, just a local market of your area. And you just imagine that one day you walk into that market and you suddenly see men lining up. Men as in humans lining up. Men, women, children, whatsoever. You see humans lining up. Why? Because they are there as a presentation to show that, okay, we are more capable, you should buy us. They're at a display. And you are actually able to go, okay, how much is this human for? How much is this human for? At what amount can we buy this human for whatever work we need? Just imagine such a market and think about how you feel about it. Think about how you feel about it. That is human trafficking, and this has been happening for a very long time, and now Supreme Court has come forward to take an outreach program and say that this needs to be catered with better understanding, better SOP, because whatever we are doing is definitely not working, right? We've done multiple things. We've taken many initiatives. We're not saying that we've not done anything about it. We've done in Constitution as well. Yes, Constitution itself states that human trafficking is not allowed. Yes, exactly. Now, we have done that along with many rules, regulation, laws, etc., whatnot. But ultimately, it is still happening. So, we have to understand that none of that is working. We need something else to bring that to the ground reality. And to do that, to bring that to the ground reality, we need special initiatives. Yes, we need special initiatives. So, Supreme Court has brought this into attention that human trafficking needs special attention and we need to work on it. What kind of work do we need to do? First of all, they're saying that ground level implementation is necessary because any of the laws are not actually being implemented on the ground level. How so? They're saying that bring practicality over theory. What does that mean? In theory, we have a part in the Constitution, we have a part in the law, we have a part in everything. But then again, what are we doing about the practicality? Is there any practicality? Is there any sort of structure where we can actually say that this is working? Any sort of structure where we can actually say that people know about it, people know about their rights, people know about human trafficking, people know about standing up against it. Is there any such structure? There's not. Because we have only focused on theory and not practical. Yes? So let's do that. Let's follow the practicality, like at local police station levels also. Structures should be included. Anybody can come to complain about it at the local police station levels, and police station levels should be trained in the structure that how to deal cases of human trafficking, how to actually cater every kidnapping as a possible human trafficking structure, right? Anytime anybody is kidnapped, anytime anybody goes missing, the police structure, one of the part of the police team should also be focusing on the possibility of human trafficking, which we do very late, and by that time the human has already been transported. Yes, we come to the conclusion of human trafficking very late. We keep thinking about it, but if we want to cater to that, if we want to resolve that, we have to think about it very fast. And if we don't do that, we might not be able to resolve this. The second thing we want is the time sensitivity, because by the time you act upon it, by the time you do something about it, if the person has been transported for organs, organs have already been taken out and transported to another body. That's how long it takes India to act upon it, which is not good, and we need to bring some time sensitivity into it. There have been directives of law enforcement already, but still they're not working very well. What is there? We need immediate action. We need immediate action so that sudden create can be, if we see any active cases, there are active cases, we need to resolve them in a time-bound manner rather than just living on to the faith that, okay, someday the people might turn out back and they must just be roaming around here and there. Yeah, we don't need to make guesses. We need to cater every case as an important one, as priority case, and we need to resolve that. Yeah. These are the things that they want, and state coordination and police coordination is obvious. To build that new system, what are we doing? We have framed an expert committee. We framed an expert committee consisting of PM Nair, yes, PM Nair, who was a former Director General of NDRF, and Virendra Kumar Mishra, SD Sanjay, and HS Pulka. These people are going to meet. The committee is going to sit on this, create a structure, create a better SOP for handling human trafficking. This is an initiative taken by Supreme Court to create this committee so that we can decide what a better SOP for human trafficking would be that can be applied in India. Is that clear? For prelims, you need to remember this about this committee. Who's the head of the committee? PM Nair. Under PM Nair, we have constituted this committee. Yes? Yes. Sound keeps going on and off. Is there an issue with the sound? Huh? Now is it okay? Yeah. Okay, it is better now. I think the team is working on it. Very sorry for the interruptions. I know it keeps going on and off. I'm really sorry for that. There's been some sort of interruption. Yes, we'll cater to that. We'll cater to that better. All right. Yeah, I hope the sound is coming now. Good morning, everyone. I hope you have a better sound now. Yes. Okay. Moving on to the next news, we have Earth's orbits are filling up because governance has kept pace. The only thing that you need to understand is what is space debris. And along with that, space territory. The two things we need to know here are space debris and space territory. All right. Now, what space debris and space territory are a very simple thing. Orbits of the planets, or orbits of the sun, orbits of the moon, orbits of the other planets, anywhere. It functions for 1, 2, 3, or 5 years maybe, or maybe longer than that. But at some point it has to stop. Yes? Now what is happening is, if just imagine we've sent a satellite that was to work for 5 years. Yeah? We sent it to the orbit and it was supposed to work for 5 years, and after 5 years it will stop working. That's fine. For 5 years we have catered to the information that we received from it, but after it stops working, what happens to this? Where does it go? The problem is, for a very long time, now this has changed, but for a very long time, governments never spent money. A lot of satellites, components, broken structures, etc. are just flying around the space because they've not been brought down back. After some point, this will start disintegrating and its parts will start flying around the space. Yes? Space debris has filled up the space, and actually because of that, a lot of functioning satellites also face the risk of getting attacked. Because it will come and jam into it. Yes? and it might ruin the functioning satellites as well. So this was brought to attention, and then we started catering to the requirements of this, that we need to bring down the space debris. Okay. So from then on, states actually started what? An exit strategy for this. There was an exit strategy built up so that when we are done with the satellite, when we're done with the functions and the programs, we'll actually bring the structure back down. Yeah. Exactly. So now, along with this, a new thing has come up, that is space territory. Let's say today, India has a few satellites in the space, but is it really equivalent as compared to the satellites sent by US or China or Russia or any other developed nation? Do you think it is equivalent to that? Or do we need to do more? What do you think? In your opinion, have we done enough? Or do we have equivalent satellites and structures in the space as compared to US, Russia, China, France, etc.? Do you think we have equivalent? No? No, right? We need to do more. But to do more, we need space. If you want to send something to Earth's orbitary, how long do you think it will take to fill up? Every nation is sending something or the other there. Yes, for their own observatory, for their own GPS systems, etc., 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 for their own developments and functions. And if we keep doing that, don't you think the orbit will soon get filled up? And if India is developing slow, by the time we want to do what everybody's already done, the space might have been filled up. We might not even have a space territory where we can actually send our satellites. So this has brought up a concept that should we have space alignments, like territorial alignments in the space as well, that this part is for India, this part is for US, this part is for Russia, this part is for another country. Do we need to divide that? This has also brought up a moral clause that after dividing the earth, we are now also ready to divide the space amongst ourselves. Yes, so these two concepts have come forward, which is also a GS3. Yeah, it has become a part of both, because you need to know about the space debris, you need to know about the space territories, and you need to know about the functioning of it, but also along with that, there is a moral clause that are we ready to divide the space amongst ourselves? Is that right? Should we do that? Yes? That morality clause brings us to our ethical question. The ethical question, how should we deal with this issue? Yes? The sense of division that humans have, the sense of ownership that humans have, is it going to destroy the space? Is it going to destroy the human lives? Do you understand the tangent that we're talking on here? Yes? Do you understand the tangent? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, everyone. Do you understand the tangent here? Yes? Or no? Okay, very nice. That's all the article is talking about. I'll still suggest that you written article at that. You'll get many points for your answer writing. Yes, you'll get many points for your answer writing. In the challenges, the regulatory ethical cap is also there, and India has a specific opportunity to at this time cater to this and develop our own legislations so that we can work upon it. Yeah, because we have become a silent participant so far, but we can say that the space needs to be sustainable, the authorities need to be sustainable, the entire structure needs to be sustainable, and for doing that we definitely need to act upon it. Yeah, read the article, it is very beautiful, it will help you in answer writing, it will give you very beautiful points. Yeah, I've just given you the gist of it, it will be easier to read now, you will be able to understand it better. Clear? Yes? All right. Let's move to our next topic, that is unexpected surge. Unexpected surge is that index of industrial production. What do we have? Index of industrial production. Now, index of industrial production is very important because it is an index that measures the core 8 systems of India. The core 8 industries of India, that measures the growth across this. Yes? The growth across the core 8 industries of India, the core 8 segments of India that actually contribute for the maximum in our economic growths. Yeah? Exactly. Let's talk about it, what it is. They're saying that unexpected surge has been there while we were expecting a fall down here. We were expecting a fall down, but there was a surge in the growth. How so? It was unexpected. It was unexpected when the IIP index came out. The top line growth, it grew by 5.2%. It grew by 5.2% in February, best performance in nearly 2 years. In 2 years, we've seen the best performance here when we were actually expecting a downfall. So this is, again, a very strange turn of events, but very important for India. Yes, and also very important for prelims. You understand? Also very, very, very important. We call it an unexpected growth because the core industries have actually stopped at 2.3%. Rest of the growth is coming from other sectors. Yes, rest of the growth is coming from other sectors, and driving sectors here are the manufacturing sectors that has grown to 6%, capital goods 12.5%. Yes, these are the two major performing sectors. Please remember for prelims, which are the two best performing sectors here: manufacturing goods and capital goods. Manufacturing and capital goods, these have shown the maximum growth. Can you remember that? Yes. Can you remember that? Yes. Maximum growth is being shown by manufacturing as well as capital goods. Clear? Yeah. They've come to 28-month high. Unexpectedly 28-month high. When we were expecting a downfall, they actually have shown progress. However, there are certain concerns because in that we have seen weak consumer sentiments. Why? Because while the sectors are growing, specific sectors are growing. If we go across all the core 8 industries, we'll see that consumer sentiments have weakened, and that's why rest of the sectors are actually going down. Yes, so we need to cater to that. The non-durable products are actually failing down, and household expenditures have come. We have war going on, we have diseases going on, we have uncertainty going on, so everybody is actually scared to spend a lot. Yes, and in that manner, naturally, there is downfall. Yeah. So these things are happening. But if we talk about our growth sector, by 7.3%, manufacturing sector 6.0%. Manufacturing and capital goods have shown maximum growth, while this sequence is this. Please remember the difference. When we talk about capital sectors and manufacturing sectors, we see that they have shown maximum growth in the last 28 months. That doesn't necessarily mean they lie in the top two. Yes, the top two are capital goods and consumer durables. Then comes our manufacturing sector, then comes our index of industrial production of the core 8. The other sectors are actually outperforming. Durables are also 0.6%. Yeah, exactly. Now let's understand what is IIP, for instance. It is an index of industrial production. Industrial production, we check the levels of industrial production. Which sector has good production, which sector has good sale, and which sector has better growth, right? That is measured by IIP. What does IIP measure? The industrial production level, sale level, their growth level. All right. On that agenda, they outline industries who have been performing the best in the past few months. Clear? What is IIP? Clear? Now, who releases this? Who releases this? NSO, Ministry of Statistics Program Implementation. Yes? Please remember that. Who releases this for prelims? And then frequencies, they do it monthly in a 6-week lag. Yeah? They do it monthly in a 6-week lag. The base year, here is another important thing for prelims. Up to now, the base year has been 2011 and 12. Coming up in the next session, we will have another. In May 2026, we'll have our next index, and in that, we will be changing our base year. It is getting a change of base year. Please remember that. The current report has the same base of 2011 too. The next coming report will have new base year. All right? Yeah. Core weightage will see that 40.2. It comprises of 8 core industries. Yeah. 8 core industries. What are the 8 core industries? Let's talk about that. Do you know what are the 8 core industries? Yes? Yeah. Coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, steel, cement, and electricity. These are the core 8 industries. You have to remember their names. Which are these? Coal, crude oil, natural gas. Can you repeat this after me? Can you repeat this after me so you can remember this? Coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, steel, cement, and lastly, electricity. Yes? Is that clear? Do you understand IIP, core rate industries, current data? Yes? All right. Let's solve a few questions based on that, and with that, we'll be ending our session for the day. Please solve a few questions. Number 1 question is on your screen. Please read the question and try to answer. Yes? Yeah. Read the question carefully and try to answer. You just read about it. For everybody who has answered, happen again. Very sorry for the interruption that has happened in the session today. Clear? Done? Have we solved the question? Answer quickly. All right. The question says, with reference to the index of industrial production in India, consider the following statements. The number 1 statement that we have is it is compiled and published monthly by the NSO. We just read that, yes. The manufacturing sector has the highest weightage among the 3 broad sectoral classifications. Third, consumer non-durable represent goods like automobiles, electronics that show long-term investment. Very nice. The answer we have is A, 1 and 2 only. 1 and 2 only. Non-durable. How can automobiles be non-durable? Are they a durable structure? Yes. Non-durables are something that are perishable and get destroyed very fast. Yes. So naturally it won't include automobiles. Clear? Yeah. Next question for you. The index of 8 core industries is often used as a lead indicator for the IIP. Which of the following sectors are included in this index? Number 1, crude oil. 2nd, fertilizers. 3rd, information technology. 4th, cement. And 5th, textiles. You've just read about it. Try to answer. Yeah, that's our next question. Try to answer the question. B, A, okay. We have 2 answers. Rest of the students, please answer. B, okay. Most of the students are generally confirmed, confused in B and A. Yes? Is that so? We just discussed about our 8 core industries. Yes? We've listed the names of that. Which one was not here? The answer we have is B. Very nice. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Yes? No IT, no textiles. No IT, no textiles. That's our answer for the question. And that was our news for the day. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes? Thank you so much for joining in. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Let me remind you, we meet every day at 8:30 a.m. We'll meet you tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. as well. And as for the interruption in the sound, we'll make sure that it doesn't happen tomorrow. Very sorry for the interruptions. And thank you for your patience. And we'll meet again tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Right? All right. That was all for today. Taking your leave now. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.